Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Alexandra Eala versus Jessica Pegula in the semi-finals of the 2025 Miami Masters. We're going to be getting into the match preview. Can't wait to, because it's such an exciting one to talk about. Before we do though, remember that like button, do subscribe if you're new, and do leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Also, do click that notification bell if you have not done so already. Really does, one, help us out, but two, it means that you guys are alerted to all new uploads. Okay, let's get into it. So, Ayala is the standout performer at this Miami Open so far, and she will be the story of the Miami Open, I think, no matter who wins. If she loses to Pagula in this match and Pagula wins it, or on the other side, Sabalenka or Paolini win Miami, I don't think any of those stories are going to be as big as the run that Ayala's had so far. Incredible, 19 years of age. She's come from the Rafa Nadal Academy, graduated in 2023, but the season really wasn't particularly positive until this Miami Open, where she got a wild card, and she has had an incredible run, beating some really top talent, including 3 Grand Slam champions. She beat Volinets in the first round in straight sets, Ostapenko in straight sets, Madison Keys in straight sets, walkover versus Badosa, but then straight set win over Iga Swiatek, which was the most impressive win of them all. I mean, the wins against Swiatek and Keys for me are the unbelievable showings from her. The fact that she beat Swiatek 6-2, 7-5, didn't drop a single set, and then against Keys beat her 6-4, 6-2. And also in that second set against Swiatek, she was a breakdown. She recovered beautifully, came back. Her returning has been elite. That first set against Swiatek, she won every single return game. So the 2 games that Swiatek won were on Ayala's serve. We'll talk about that in more detail in a second when we get into tactics. But she is the in-form player right now. And I actually think, and I'm not a betting man, so I don't look at odds, etc. But if I'm just looking at it from a holistic point of view, or a holistic view, I actually think that going into this, given who she's beaten in this tournament, she is the favourite, potentially, in this Pagula matchup. For Jessica Pagula, it's been one of those classic, consistent tournaments from the 31-year-old. Beat Pera, Kalinskaya, Kostyuk, and then Raducanu in the quarters to make this semi-final stage. And Raducanu was playing some really good tennis up until that point. So to beat her, I think, in 3 sets was a really good effort from her. I actually thought she was going to lose. She proved me wrong. She played a much better level than I expected. 48 winners in that match against Raducanu. So if she's going to come out and hit the way that she has been in her previous matches, Pagula, and be striking the ball as clean as that, and then we have Ayala, who's been also striking the ball incredibly cleanly, hitting winner after winner against all these opponents, then we're going to have a really exciting match with a lot of winners, a lot of, I'm sure, fantastic points, and it's going to be entertaining for all, which is exactly what we want to see. And so in terms of the head-to-head, well, they've never played before, which is not a surprise. However, where this gets interesting, I think, is the tactics. And I'll tell you why. Because Ayala has a very interesting game. She has an extremely weak serve on the first and second serve. On at least by the eye test, her serve is very weak. She can hit some aces when she's hitting her lines, especially out wide. With the lefty serve, she's very much leaning into her lefty capabilities, which is fine. No issues there. But we see a lot of slice serves from her. And at times, you will see a 70-mile-per-hour slice serve in the middle of the box for a first serve. Her second serve is almost very similar to her first serve, even. So there's not much in between her second and first serve. And that's highlighted, I think, in the first and second serve points won. And we'll get into that in a second. But if you were to look at that serve and you'd say, okay, this player has beaten Swiatek, Badosa, Keys, Ostapenko, Volinets, to enter the semi-finals of the Miami Open Masters, you probably wouldn't believe them when you watched it before this tournament. But then, when you look at her returning capabilities, when you look at her forehand and her backhand and how she's incredibly physical from the back of the court, she has a variety with the drop shot. She's able to also defensively play really well with variety. If you showed me those clips, I'd say, okay, I believe it. So that's where there's a big disparity, I think, in her game, and that's highlighted with her serve return, I think, especially. That's something to work on in the future, because if she can play this level and improve her serve, she's going to be so difficult to play against on all surfaces, at all times, against all players. But what she's done in this tournament is essentially come out, and people haven't seen her before. She's lefty, so it's an advantage, but also she's come out with a surprise factor, and she's blown people away with incredible hitting from the back of the court, incredible returning, and that's really thrown people off. And Swiatek said that she was playing so flat, Ayala. She was playing so quick through the court. Swiatek was just struggling to adapt and actually catch her breath in the rallies, and she felt rushed constantly. And I think that is a really good description of how she's been playing. She's been suffocating people with just all-out attack at times, taking them all early, winners off both wings, forehand and backhand, and she has been relentless, and the confidence is there. She plays a fearless brand of tennis, and it's great to see. When she gets broken, she doesn't let it get to her. She tends to break back straight away, and she has that capability and those returning qualities to be able to do so. But actually, to me, what's really impressive is if we look at her win percentage on first and second serve throughout every single match, every match, her win percentage on first or second serve is above 50%, which is unreal. On first serve, you'll say, well, Faizan, that could be low if it's in the 50s or even the early 60s, and I agree. But then if you look at her serve, you say you can understand why. But then the second serve points one is also above 50%, and that is very impressive to me, because that shows that she is defending really well, she's playing really well off that second serve, and she's managing to keep some of the best returners on tour at bay off her second serve, which is a very weak second serve. And Swiatek, for example, was trying to attack it, but Ayala did so well to get to neutral straight away in those points. So that really impressed me. For Jessica Pegula, I mean, we know what she's about. She's very consistent from the back of the court. As I said, was hitting the ball super clean against Raducanu. Really, really impressive hitting from her. I think Ayala can win this match by leaning into what she's been doing. I think she's going to have to return really well. Pagula's serve was popping quite nicely against Raducanu. She hit 6 aces, 78% of first serves in, 74% of first serve points won. She will defend, she'll scrap, she'll make it physical. And actually, if I was Pagula, I'll be coming to the net. Because from the baseline, Ayala has been dominating players. But Pagula is also a very good baseline, and that's where her game is built upon. So maybe she will just stick to her gun and say, look, I'm going to do what Ayala's doing, but better, because that's also my game, and I'm confident that my game, my offensive game, the way that I've been playing, level-wise, is better than Ayala's, and maybe she'll try and go toe-to-toe with her, which is fine. I mean, maybe it'll work. But I think coming forward to the net is not a bad shout. I think she's an underrated volleyer. She doesn't like coming forward, but I think she should more so in her matches, and she will be able to push Ayala back at times. Same with Ayala to Pagula. But I think with the support, with the way that she's been playing, just with the confidence that she has, I think Ayala's going to take this. I think she will have to do it in 3 sets, though. I think Pagula will take a set. Do I think that? No. I think she'll win in straight sets. Let me in the comment section below who you think is going to win and why. Thanks very much, guys. Stay safe and well. We'll see you in the next video.